Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. I hope everybody's had a wonderful Sunday. I hope everybody's enjoyed celebrating winning the glorified friendly. But yeah, listen, I hope you're all having a good day. And listen, Arsenal got off to a great start in the new season, or the curtain raiser, as people like to call it. And joining me to discuss all things Community Shield is Simpy. How are you, Simpy?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Daniel. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm feeling pretty good today. It's been a pretty good day. And then I'm glad that we have got a bit of momentum, going into the new season. It's just a shame that we've got this international break now, because I'm not a big fan of international breaks. They're boring, and I'm not a big fan of international breaks. But it's nice to see the team get another win yesterday. Liverpool had quite a strong team out. We had quite a mix and match team. So we had some experienced players, and then we had some players who potentially might not be at the club. And then we also had some players who were just probably not going to play week in, week out. So, and to pull off the win was pretty decent. And there's listen, without getting carried away, there's a feel good factor at the moment with Arsenal. We seem to be progressing. We seem to be progressing. The dog obviously enjoyed the Arsenal victory yesterday as well. So, but yeah, we seem to be progressing better than I'd expected.
Come here.
When Arteta came in, I thought, listen, it's going to take us at least 2 or 3 years to get a trophy, and even an FA Cup, and yet in 4 to 6 months, he's got a trophy. And he's won the Community Shield. Listen, I want to make this clear as well now. We can't get too carried away. We cannot get too carried away, because it is only a glorified friendly. And, the real test, the real tests start on the 12th of September. But, I'm feeling good. How are you feeling about it all? And how are you feeling about yesterday? And
Well, yeah, I think the first reaction I had, like a lot of people, was the lineups. So we saw the lineup and we're like, okay. And then we saw the Liverpool lineup and we're like, uh-oh, Liverpool have gone full strength. This is going to be a bit difficult. But throughout the game, we did start off quite well. But then Liverpool did Liverpool things. Like when we always play Liverpool and Man City, they always dominate possession. Then second half, the inevitable goal came, which we expected. And then I remember on stream, I was panicking. Like every time they went forward, they seemed to go through. And it was like, they're going to score again. But luckily, we managed to pull it up until full time and then obviously win on penalties. But yeah, it was a good game. It was just a shame the second half, we switched off. We made a lot of subs. We made 4 subs in the second half. We did switch off a little bit, but we managed to stay in the game, which was good. And like you said, we didn't lose it. And we'd take that result against Liverpool. So that's 2 games now we played Liverpool recently and picked up some good results against them. So hopefully now when we go to Anfield's end of September, we carry this momentum, because we all know what it's like over there, especially when Arsenal play Liverpool away. But hopefully we carry this now into the new season. We bring it on against Fulham. I don't know if we've got any more friendlies coming up in this 2-week period, but it'd be good. Actually, we won't have any more friendlies, will we? But we'll see how it goes.
No, because it's international break.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that mid-sentence.
Yeah, listen, I also think as well that we've got a few, we have to listen. I think we tired in the second half as well yesterday.
Yeah, spot on. I don't know if that's because remember Liverpool have had.
We tired in the second half, because do you know what? The way I look at it as well, these players aren't up to match fitness as well. So, you have to think, okay, yes, we've had only a couple of weeks off, so they're not going to lose their fitness like they would in a normal pre-season. But the way I'm looking on it is that last season was our pre-season. You know, like the end of last season was our pre-season.
Yeah.
And I'm looking on it as this season is the real thing. You know, like the real test. And okay, yes, it's nice to win the FA Cup, and I'm really really pleased that we won the FA Cup. And what it's doing is that it's building momentum, building a winning mentality, and the fact that we listen, like I said at the top of the show, we can't get carried away because it is just Community Shield. You know, it's not going to have no bearing on our season, and it's not going to have no bearing on Liverpool's season. You know, it's just a curtain raiser to the Premier League. But what it does for us is it builds momentum, and it gets Arteta's reign off to a good start, so to speak, because, you know, listen, he had a lot to work with last season, and you can see already that he's addressing areas that need addressing. He's not going out and doing things that we don't necessarily need to do. He's going out there and addressing key areas, and listen, that's not happened for a long time. And you can see what I liked yesterday is that, yes, although we dropped off in the second half, and although we Liverpool were pretty much on top of us for the whole of the second half, what I liked is that when we conceded the goal, we didn't let our heads drop. And normally when we play against Liverpool, we concede a goal and then our heads drop, and then we end up conceding 2, 3, 4, and sometimes even 5. But what I liked is that even though we conceded, we still went and competed right till the end. And actually, when you look at our substitutions, we were the ones that were looking more likely to score than Liverpool. And let's also not forget that Liverpool have had a bit more of a pre-season. You know, they've been to Austria, I think it is, and had some training camp.
Yeah, played Salzburg and Stuttgart.
Yeah, we've not had that. So to come back and get a result, albeit, listen, a penalty shootout, you know, it's a lottery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is a lottery whether you win on penalties. But to go there and do that and to compete for 90 minutes, I think we've done a bloody good job. And now, like I said, the real test, the absolute real test is going to be that opening day against Fulham, when it does matter. You know, when it does matter. You know, when it really matters. Simply, if you read out some chats, I've just got to mute for a second.
That's cool.
Sorry, Dan, I'm just going to
big up everybody in the chat. Hope everyone's well. Steve, big up to everybody. Another cup trophy win. Hope you're all well. Yeah, big up Steve. Big up Tai. Big up Ilias. Cheddars. It's a crap trophy. If we won it, different story. Big up Chadwick as well. Trade your shield for the UCL trophy. Big up Mikey. Big up Omar. Evening everyone. Nice. Well, it's a decent win. The boys did all right, and the away shirt seems to be growing on me. Yeah, same here, Omar. Omar, didn't you buy it? I think I saw a picture of you wearing it. Big up Brownie.
I'm back now. I'm back now. So yeah, listen, I think I think we've done all right yesterday, and yeah, carry on reading the chat. Sorry, Simply.
All right, no worries. Chadwick said, "I liked how we attacked at the end of the game. Willock should have won us the game. That was a good way to win. I thought we played well for the majority of the game. I'm seeing good signs at the moment," says Ilias. Omar and Ilias both agreeing that Willock and Eddie are not good enough. Steve, there are two things that worry me. The club is still not fit enough to compete and press our opponents in the second half. And the second problem is the substitutes were too late again, says Steve. And that is the chat caught up.
So what's that? What did he say? What was Steve's last comment? Sorry.
So it was like happy that we won the cup and everything, but he noticed two problems that worried him, and that was we're not fit enough to press. The press, we're not fit enough to press for the whole game. So in the second half, we started to tire out. And the second problem was he said that the substitutes have been made too late. So obviously we made Bellerin came off for Cedric in the 59th minute, and then Willock, Nelson, and Klasnach came on in the 82nd minute.
Yeah. I'm going to answer Steve's point. So, in respect of not being able to keep momentum for in respects of not being able to keep momentum for keep the press for 90 minutes, I think that will come. We have to bear in mind that these players probably aren't fully fit, even though they've had the pre-season, or had the season that I'm calling the pre-season. But that will come over time. And also, listen, these, and also in regards to like this, did he say about the subs being too late as well? Yeah. Listen, I actually don't think it. Listen, it worked because we had fresh legs and we were still in the game. So, I mean, you could argue that maybe maybe he could have done them a bit earlier and then we could have won in 90 minutes. But I actually didn't mind that because it brought fresh legs on. And, listen, in all intents and purposes as well, you're not going to risk everything in a glorified friendly. Are you? You're not going to. And that's the thing. These players aren't going to push themselves in a glorified friendly. And listen, I thought we played quite well, but I didn't expect them to put everything on the line, because that's when injuries can happen. And, you could see that Liverpool didn't really, in the second half, they were a little bit better, but they didn't really push themselves. The one thing I will say is, yes, we won and it was a great win and we did really well. I don't think Liverpool really got into top gear, did they? They weren't really, even when they were attacking us, they didn't really get into top gear. So we have to just listen. We have to just take it for what it is. It was a great win. We won on penalties. Nice to get our confidence up on penalties. And we just have to accept it for what it is. Mm-hmm. I, for one, thought it was a great confidence booster. And listen, it just keeps that momentum going.
Yeah, you're right. It's another trophy. I don't know. People are saying like, oh, it's the Mickey Mouse trophy, McDonald's trophy, KFC trophy. People have said, but you saw like the mentality of like players, even on social media and stuff. Liverpool players were posting saying like, we've got to win this trophy tomorrow. I think like Milner said it, and people were like, this is one of your captains basically saying this. And Henderson was tweeting and all sorts saying, so it's not, I know it is kind of like a Mickey Mouse trophy. Well, like Ilya said yesterday, it's not a trophy, it's just a shield. But I think the players took it seriously. Arteta took it seriously. But like you said, I think Arsenal and Liverpool, we didn't really go like 100%. Like if it was still in the league and Liverpool were, say they needed this game to win the league or something, they would have gone full pelt at us. But yeah, we managed them well. Defensively wise, we did really well. Goalkeeping wise, Martinez again made some great one-on-one saves with Mane going to ground really quick or standing up really quick. He did well. But yeah, it was good. It was a good game to watch. It's just a shame I missed pretty much the first half.
Yeah, it was mad. It was absolutely mad, wasn't it? Yeah. Do smash the like button, everybody, and do smash the subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. So I mean, where do you see us going from here? Because we seem to be, and we have to understand as well, there is going to be bumps along the way. It's not going to all be plain sailing, and it's not going to, we're not going to go on a mad run and blow everyone out the water and win the league or anything like that. So let's have a bit of perspective. But where do you see us going? Because I'm looking on it, and I'm looking at Arteta, and I'm looking at the players, and there's a lot of deadwood in this team, but he seems to be getting the best out of deadwood. I thought Al Neni had an okay game yesterday. Listen, he's not got a future at the club. it's looking like that Rob Holding could be on his way to Newcastle.
Yeah.
There's obviously people scouting Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Listen, I thought Maitland-Niles had a fantastic game yesterday, and the fact that he got called up for England kind of says that how much he's progressed. And it's Maitland-Niles is a weird one for me because I would have kept him. I would have sold him. Sorry, but now I'm sort of erring on this thing of maybe we should keep him because he is brilliant at the moment. But then I'm sort of also of the opinion that just because you have a few good performance doesn't mean you're going to elevate us up that table. And I'm sort of the opinion, and a lot of people were tweeting out as well saying, "Oh, look, El Neni, we should keep him." And I'm sort of like, well, no, because just because you have one good performance doesn't make you a good player. And listen, this is the worry that I have with Arsenal fans, is that players have a good performance and then they go from, oh, let's sell them, to, oh, we need to keep them. And then when they have a bad performance, it's, oh, we should have sold this player. Yeah. Why did you keep him? So I still think we should be looking to get these types of players out the door, if nothing else, just to raise a bit of money to try and bring in players who can actually perform on a consistent basis, because that's been our problem. It's all well and good doing it in a one-off game like the Community Shield, or a one-off game like the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and again like the final of the FA Cup. But can they do it consistently over 38 games? Can they do it consistently? And at the moment, that's where we've struggled. And we've struggled because we don't have players who can do that on a consistent basis. So I think we need to be getting rid of some of these players and getting in players who can do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's the thing. I think you can coach them well, and then as the games progress, we're starting to see like the chinks in their armor, and the real players are coming out and showing the true colours, really. So you can only coach. I think it's what they say. What's that saying? Like you can teach an old dog new tricks or something like that. It's something like that, isn't it? It's like a saying. But it's like we can coach these players, and then it's only a matter of time before the true players come out and show them. And I think, like you said about the consistency over 38 games, I reckon we could do it for a set amount of games, and then we'll start to show our weaknesses. And then those players, like you said, El Neni, I saw on Twitter today, as soon as the lineup was released, El Neni, why are you in the team? El Neni out. Why is he still in this club? What's going on? Full time, Twitter polls going around saying, would you keep El Neni? And then you click on it and you've got like 65% saying yes, and then the rest saying no. It's like what are you on about? Yeah. But yeah, it's like you said, and then we've obviously got Holding, who apparently, like you said, is going to Newcastle on Tuesday for a medical. Ainsley now apparently staying, as the club saying we're not selling him. Martinez is apparently signing a new deal and we're not selling him. But then it's like, who else are we going to get rid of? Kolasinac going back to Schalke, I've heard nothing about that. El Neni leaving the club, heard nothing about that. There was Lacazette links to Juventus, but that's gone completely dead. Apart from that, I don't know any other player in our club that's wanting to be sold or looked at by anyone. There's no one there. So I don't know where these outgoings are going for these Partey, Aouar, Coutinho, all these like random names that have been drawn out of a hat. So I don't know where the money's going to come from for them. Because like you said, we've got like 10, 15 defenders, but there's only a set of them that can actually defend. But if we can put in performances defensively wise before the goal came in, we looked well. But obviously, typical Arsenal, we ended up conceding a silly goal at the back. But yeah, Daniel, it's going to be a big couple of weeks. Well, the transfer window's open until October, isn't it? So it's still
5th of October.
Yeah, so it's still got a long time left. But obviously, we want to get all of our players in before the start of the season, get them settled in. But then, like you said as well earlier on, before the Fulham game, we are missing. There's Willian we were missing. There was Lacazette we were missing. There was Pepe we were missing. They're going to be our first team players. Midfield, Torreira was missing. That's a debate. There's reports coming out that he's going to Fiorentina, and that's going to happen. So that's another player out the door for some money. But yeah, I think El Neni's going to be staying at the club. which he's definitely not a starter. Is he a squad player? I think he'd do a decent job, but I've got a feeling Arteta's going to be playing him a lot more than we actually think, which we'll see. But he did look happy to be there, and I think maybe that loan at Besiktas, or however you pronounce it, did him well. But we all know he's not good enough for Arsenal.
Yeah. And, also we got games in while the transfer window is open. So if any injuries happen or anything happens, then it might force us to change our plans.
Exactly. Like if... yeah, sorry, Daniel.
Yeah, it might force us to change our plans. What are people saying in the chat? What we'll do is we'll read a couple of chats. We'll read some chats out and we'll take some questions.
We got Elias was saying, what a player Ainsley is. We have to keep him at all costs. Chadwick, if Arsenal want to get over the edge to greatness, they need to hire Chadwick as a player. Player transfer consultant, and he'd bring in the gold. Tayyip saying we need players that enjoy playing football. Tyrone saying El Neniesta, sorry, got a 7.5 out of 10 performance yesterday. And he says Bellerin needs to go, Rob Holding needs to go, and Callum Chambers needs to go. And then Steve said El Neni did a good job and maybe got another look at buying him. If Holding can go to Newcastle, then we should sell him. Bellerin was awful. He offered no support to either Saka or Holding. That's such a random... Tayyip's question. Do you like, Simpy and Daniel, do you both like V-neck jerseys? Just a random question.
What a random question. What a random question. Well, I'll let you answer that one, Simpy.
I don't know. I think I just like the round collar. Round collar ones are better, I think. As long as it's not too deep, like just a little bit, like a little bit of a V, like kind of like that. It's quite good. El Neni needs to go. Don't get it twisted, says Omar. So yeah, I agree, Omar.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think all these people, just because he has one good performance, I think he needs to go. He's not good enough. Not good enough for this club whatsoever.
And Tyrone said Saka didn't offer no support to Bellerin in defence either. Bellerin did well yesterday defending the lane for the first half. Yeah, I agree, Tyrone. Bellerin did have a good game.
He's another one who's not good enough though. Need to cash in on him.
Yeah, PSG are after him, but that's gone completely quiet. And Mohamed El Iniesta, after playing against Liverpool, Mohamed El Sideways after playing against a low position team. So that says Elias.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of people saying Saka didn't play well, but El Neni needs to go even though he did play well. So that's the summary, really.
Yeah. No worries. So yeah, guys, that is it really. That is the summary of the game. Really, listen, we played really well. We had a very 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 good performance. But like I said, we do need to keep it into a bit, have a bit of perspective on the fact that it was just a friendly. Essentially, it doesn't have any bearing on what happens in the season. The one positives that we can take, though, it was great for our confidence. For our confidence, and great that that we got the win. It was fantastic.
True. Right. I don't know. The thing is with that lineup. So, like you said, Holding, that could be his last game. Like, I don't know if I think it's just a loan rather than a loan to buy or option to buy. El Neni, that could be his last game, but like we said, I think he's staying. I think that lineup's going to be pretty similar to what our starting lineup's going to be for the season, really. Maybe some more changes in defence, like Gabriel or Saliba would come in for Holding. Forward line will probably be the same, I guess. Maybe we'll fit in Willian either on the right or in the midfield. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What we'll do, Simpy, is I think we'll wrap up there. Just a short review because we think we've covered everything. We've read out a couple of chats. So yeah, listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. And simply just tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, cheers for on Daniel. And yeah, my Indian literally just arrived like 1 minute ago, so I can't wait to tuck into that. But yeah, it's just Simpy141, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and that's it. Cheers.
Yeah. And yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and do stay tuned because I'll be back tomorrow with the daily streams. They will be back as relatively normal. It's normal tomorrow, so 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. will be those streams. And then obviously I'll let you know on a day-to-day basis because, like I say, at the moment things are up in the air with certain things, but I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you guys stay tuned for the posts and that. But listen, thanks for tuning in. Like I say, just a quick review today. And listen, we've won another trophy, and now we can start the new season with momentum going in our favor. Listen, all enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Bye. See you, everyone.